Hi, welcome back. So, everybody out there is talking about how to save money, how to invest money, how to double your money, but nobody's actually talking about how to make money. So, on my last video, we talked about basically two ways in which you can make money. You can either earn a salary or you can earn a profit. That's what I said. The other ways you can do that, you can invest, you can own businesses, but basically, normally everybody is tied to these two ways. So I'm gonna talk today about salary. How to make money with your salary. You understand? When you earn a salary, you are called an employee. Okay? So, what you do as an employee is called a job. So, if you're out there and you have a job, they're gonna pay you in a salary. Now, this is the problem. Your job can only pay you based on your position. Okay? If you're a nurse, they pay you based on the fact that you're a nurse. If you are a doctor, they pay you based on the fact that you're a doctor. So they don't pay you based on your abilities. They pay you based on your position. That's the problem. So if you want to really make money as using salary, you better make sure that you train or you go to a doctor school to make a lot of money using salary. So if you're a doctor, you make a lot of money as a doctor. So what can you do? Well, you want to make money? Go to doctor school and make more money. You make a lot of salary. Then when you get that salary now, you can use it and you can have a lot of money. You can invest it. You can do whatever you want to do with it. You understand? So sometimes it's not even about making more money. So people will say, oh, I want to. No. Sometimes it's definitely not about making more money, because sometimes we always look at it the wrong way. Because what happens is that when you analyze yourself, remember on one of my videos, I said, in order for you to be really, really poor, you have to be in a situation whereby you cannot sustain your basic necessities, which are like clothing, which are like food, which are like shelter, which are like medicine, which are like transport. So now sometimes it's basically taking care of those things, you realize that your salary is just good enough. I love salary. Most people make a lot of money doing salary. Actually, as a matter of fact, salary is the only thing that is going to help you to make money. Even if you're thinking of doing an investment, you're thinking of starting a business, unless you have a godfather or somebody that is going to give you a loan to start a business, you cannot. But if you have a good salary, you can manage your salary, save some of that money, and then use some of that money to reinvest and start a business. So when you look at how much is coming in on your salary and how much is going out, and see how much you're spending, you may see yourself making some money which you did not know. Stop looking at people out there, because these things are very tricky. Money, the game of money is very, very tricky, because your mind sometimes is messing around with you. So my advice to you is that if you are making a good salary, or you are making a salary, you're working for somebody, you have a job, and you think the job is not paying you well, look at your situation and see whether, if you have your house payment good, you have your clothing, you have food, you have transportation, and you have medical. If all these things are in check, those are the basics. Every other thing will come after. When I say basics, it has to be basic housing. I don't want you to go and stay in a mansion. I said I need housing. No. Look for basic housing to start with. So when you start making a lot of money, then you can go and stay in the mansion. Car. Look for a basic car. You cannot be making $50,000 a year and driving an $80,000 car. No. It doesn't make sense. You cannot be making, you cannot be making $20,000 a year and driving a $30,000 car. It's impossible. Food, clothing. Designers are killing our brothers and sisters. You have to stop buying. There's no reason somebody should buy a shoe for like $300. Why? It's a shoe and you're walking on the ground. It's the ground. You're just using that $300 and walking on the ground. The next time you wear a shoe for $300 and walk on the ground, think of that money, where you can be saving that money, where you can be doubling that money and putting it somewhere. Okay? So, relatively, when you have a salary, it does not mean that you have to be broke all the time. Analyze your situation. Everybody has a situation. Stay within your means. Don't go out there and be behaving like the Joneses. Don't see your neighbor driving a Mercedes and go get the Mercedes. Don't see your neighbor driving a Porsche and go get a Porsche. Drive a Camry. Drive a Corolla. They're very nice cars and they're very cheap to maintain too. Cost of maintenance, perfect. You will save a lot of money. So if you have surplus, when you have surplus now you can invest. If you don't know what to do with your surplus, give us a call. Okay? If you don't know what to do with your surplus, if you're living within your means and you decide to have a surplus, give us a call. We'll help you. I'm surrounded by all these financial advisors that can take your money and put it somewhere and mix it up and it doubles. Also, if you have a deficit, call us. Because if you have a deficit, it means that your salary is not making up to your basic needs. So you either need a plan B, So you have to start thinking about doing something to make sure that you balance your basic necessities. Make sense? Yeah. This is very important information. We live above our means. A lot of us will live above our means and then we'll complain that we don't have money. I'm trying to make you to make money. That's my goal. It's a tough cookie to crack for me, but I intend to make sure that anybody listening to my videos will be able to go out there and analyze themselves and say, hey, why is it that I'm spending so much on this and I'm not even using it? There's something called subscriptions. Subscriptions, look for ways to stop all the subscriptions, because you can be subscribing on things that you're not even using. So look for all these little things. When I start getting in details with these things, I'm just doing summaries now. When I start getting into all these details, you see that you actually have money. Your salary can actually be your money making machine. Love your salary. If you love your job, the people that love their job, if you love your job, stay. Don't go out there looking for business. Stay in your job. Love the people you work with. Make your money and don't think of any other thing. Focus on your salary. Get the money. When you get surplus, give us a call. We will help you double it. Something. We'll make sure that you're putting your money in the right places. And if you have a deficit, give us a call. If you're working on, if you have a job and the salary that are paying you cannot cope with your bills, give us a call. We'll look for ways. We're in this together. We'll look for ways to put your situation together and make sure that you're paying your bills, you're paying your mortgage, you're paying your all your basic necessities, you're putting food on the table, and you're not stressing doing that. Okay? So, subscribe, share, leave us your comments. It's very, very important. Let's do this together. Thank you very much for watching. I'll see you on my next video. Okay? Now, we are going to start breaking this. This is like we're getting into a situation whereby we're going to start breaking things down here. Okay? So, as always, thank you for watching. Again, subscribe, share, and I will see you on my next video. Have a wonderful night. Thank you. Ciao.